I'm Tom Durant. Started in the car business in 1972. Started buying out my dad in 1973. Became a dealer in 1974. I was born on pipeline construction in Ruston, Louisiana. Soon after I was born, we moved back to Granbury, where my dad was in the sand and gravel business, a dozer business, a wrecking yard business, and then the local Chevrolet dealer had a heart attack. And he went down and he bought the store. He thought he bought it. A month later, GM showed up and they asked, who are you? And he said, I'm J.V. Durant and I own this store. They said, no, you don't. You haven't been approved. Somehow, GM approved him. My dad had to drop out of school after the 3rd grade. He had a large family that he had to support. He was the oldest kid in the family. His education background wasn't at the level it really needed to be, but he married a very smart woman who was my mom, who was valedictorian of her class. Of course, there was only 9 people in her class, but still, being the smartest out of 9, I guess counts. So, you know, it was easy to make the decision on what college to go to because Texas Tech was the only one that offered me a full scholarship. My position was linebacker. The summer between my junior and senior year, my brother had just built a new store in Weatherford, and he asked me if I'd come up and help. I said, sure. I put on some slacks, a nice shirt, because I thought I was going to be selling. Got up there and he said, oh no, I need you to help me in the shop. So there I was, cleaning cars, sweeping floors, and one day he said, I got to go out of town. Would you come up front and work this weekend? Not much happened that time, but a few weeks later, he had to go out of town again for a weekend. He asked me to come up front. And that weekend, that Saturday, I sold 13 cars that day. We had one of the biggest days that the dealership has had. My brother wasn't there. And when he got back, he said, okay, you can stay up front now. Soon after that, I went back to college to finish. Called my dad and said, I don't want to work for my brother. Went to work with my dad. He worked with me about 4 months and he looked at me and he said, it looks like you can handle it. And from that point on, I became the dealer. It took Jim a year to approve me. I was just 21, 22 years old at the time. And we took that business there and basically grew it into what it is today. When we originally bought the deal in 1960, it was selling 4 cars a month. When you take the Durant family and partners and everybody, I don't even know what the number is, but you can put a lot of zeros behind that 4.
I'm Mike Brown. I was Tom's first partner. I was used car manager for Tom on 7th Street. We acquired the point in Grapevine, Texas. At that point, that was kind of an adventure. We had probably 200 vehicles to move. The day before we moved, I asked Tom, I said, do we need to get trucks or what? He said, oh no, he said, we're just gonna get friends to move us. And I said, well, that's a lot of friends. And he said, I don't worry about it. There were some homeless people that drove some cars to Grapevine, Texas, and Grapevine started growing and kind of, you know, what they say is kind of the rest is history.
Hi, my name is Richard Allen. I was Tom's second partner. We started out in what they call the Internet building. We outgrew it. He put me at the other end of the lot, which you had to drive by all the new cars to get to the used car department. We built that building and the body shop. Then we expanded from there. It was Hummer at that time and the used car facility.
My name is Danny Hill. I was partnered with Tom Durant in Classic Chevrolet Buick GMC in Granbury, Texas. I met Tom in 2005 when he hired me to go to work for Classic Hummer in the finance department. I was there for 3 years, and he told me when I got the job, you better not lose that, and I never lost it. We won the 3 years I was there, we won #1 in the nation. It carried on after I left.
My name is Steve Hurley. I'm the managing partner here at Stingray Chevrolet in Plant City, Florida. And so when I went to work for Tom to run Classic Chevrolet Hummer at the time, the thing is that was 2008, and that's right at the beginning of the Great Recession when a lot of other dealerships were going bankrupt. Tom was #1 in the nation. It was the 3rd year that Tom was #1 in Chevrolet sales, and we were just growing and growing during a time where other people were struggling.
I'm Darren Lancaster, and I'm Tom's partner at Classic Buick GMC in Arlington and Classic Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat in Arlington. He has more pride in us doing it and being successful than himself. Now, of course, he gets part of the success, but it really means something to put people in place.
I'm Eric Bryant, a Classic and Texoma Auto Group in Denison, Texas. Went to work, I believe it was February of 2002. Starting out initially as his finance manager. During my near 14-year tenure with him there in Grapevine, we grew to not only be #1 in DFW or the state of Texas, but we grew to become the largest GM dealership in the world. And it was just an incredible thing to be a part of.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorn. I'm the owner with Tom Durant of Classic of Cleburne, and I started with Tom Durant up in Classic of Grapevine as their parts service and body shop director up there 15 years. We're doing business at 8 o'clock in the morning. Everybody goes home at 7 o'clock. It's a normal day. You can have a normal life and be in the car business.
My name is Matt Hurley. I'm the dealer principal at Stingray Chevrolet Bartow. So I started with Tom's partner, Richard Allen, in Denton, Texas, and then ended up eventually selling Mazdas for Richard. My dad suggested that I come work at Tom's store in Grapevine. By the time I got over there, it was only a few months, and then Tom and my dad closed on Plant City. Then I decided to leave my life, leave my friends, leave everything I knew in Dallas-Fort Worth, and head to Florida with my dad. Best decision I ever made.
Hi, I'm Jeff Sebastian.
And Tiffany Sebastian.
And we're the owners of Classic Chevy Sugarland and Classic Chevy Highway 6. I used to be a competitor of Tom Durant. We kind of went head-to-head with Classic of Grapevine. When the dealership I was at sold, Tom Durant reached out to me through a mutual Chevrolet acquaintance. I can definitely say it was the best decision that we ever made to join the Classic family, and there's been no looking back ever since we joined.
Howie Bentley, owner of Classic Auto Group in Galveston, Texas. I first came to know about Tom Durant at Classic Chevrolet in Sugar Land, Texas around 2009. I worked there as a general manager. Then I was able to get to know Tom. I was able to go up to Grapevine, even though I did not work at Grapevine, and really understand the culture of what Tom's philosophy is, which is taking care of customers, taking care of your employees, really being the best at what we do.
I'm Joey Gabarda, owner of Classic Honda of Midland here in Midland, Texas. So when I started with Tom, he moved me from building to building on the campus. He saw that I was pretty proficient in what I did, so he sent me to NADA Dealer Academy. So I went to dealer school. Any business, what runs a business is one, how you set up your process and procedure, and two, how you manage your expenses. And the first day I walked into Classic Chevrolet, I was like, it was beyond anything I've ever seen. You know, in turn, he's built the biggest Chevy store, you know, in the world.
Well, my name is Mark Allen. I'm a partner with Tom Durant Auto Group at Mark Allen Chevrolet and Mark Allen Buick GMC in Tulsa, Oklahoma. What Tom has created there is something we're all trying to create, and it's maybe very difficult to duplicate, but that store runs itself in a lot of ways. Of course, it has great leadership as well, but Tom Durant and Durant Auto Group, we don't do any funny business.
My name is Irvin Randall. I'm the owner of Classic Lawton Chevrolet in Lawton, Oklahoma. I think the one thing you'll find out about that store, it's a relaxed atmosphere. You don't have restricting policies. It's about getting people to do their job and coming in and liking where they work. What makes Tom great is he hires good people.
I'm Jesse Hall. I'm the dealer principal, managing partner of Classic Kia of Carrollton. The culture at Classic Chevrolet was nothing like I'd ever experienced. I don't know if he cares more about employees or his customers, but I could tell he cares about his employees a lot. And that's kind of what I took from him, and I really, really liked it.
My name is Joel Rogers. I'm the managing partner of Classic Chevrolet of Houston. So I was born and raised in Grapevine, and where he built that store at that time in '92, there was nothing out. So I saw where he built that dealership, and I actually thought, gosh, that's never gonna work. And here we are today. I think every dealership in Grapevine is tops. Having said that, I think he was a driving factor in it becoming like it is. So.
Now, this is Mike Ward at Classic Chevrolet, and I'm general manager here. I'm a partner with Tom on Classic Leasing in Las Colinas. In a diversion from the car business, we've decided to get into the power sports business, and we have 7 different manufacturers that we represent in Rockwall, Texas, and we sell fun. You know, being in a Grapevine community, it started out obviously as a real small town dealer. He brought the country, dealing with the people in the country to the city. And in doing that, obviously gained a lot of support from the community.
He picks out certain organizations that are dear to Susan and him, and we try to put some money into it so these people can do the right thing for everybody.
Tom's very big on community. As a local business owner, he teaches us that, you know, if people are going to spend money with you, you have to give back and support your community.
The local livestock show to being involved with schools. We've developed a foundation to support law enforcement here in Texoma land, which is a very popular thing among all the Classic stores.
And I have to say that the Durant family has left an impact on us. It's undescribable. Honestly, it's a blessing, and Jeff and I both feel very blessed to be a part of this organization.
This was at the beginning of Classic Chevrolet in Grapevine. This was a lot that I picked out at the time. There was nothing on this side of the road. Everything was pastures, really on this side of the road, on both sides of the highway. Well, the main people in here, my mom and dad. They were a big part of my life. They were a big part of growing up. My mom was the pusher in the family, and she was the one that pushed us to the heights that we were. She even named her sons Tom and Jerry, and that has to do with the cartoon. And of course, we were always at each other, and with age and prestige, we're still competing today.
He has set a great example for this industry. You don't have to play dirty to win this game. I would say that Tom is one of the most honest and fairest gentlemen that I've had the pleasure of meeting.
Tom Durant is going to have one of the most amazing legacies in the history of automotive retailing in the United States.
The remarkable effect that he's had on not just the community where the stores are, but people as a whole.
You know, Tom's given me opportunities that less than 1 percentile of total society will ever have. For that, I'm grateful and owe everything to him.
The best of the best when it comes to in the car business. His values, his friendship, his mentorship, most of all.
It's his values, his friendship, his business knowledge, and his respect he showed everyone he met.
When people find out that my partner's Tom Durant, I mean, the look on their faces, they're just in utter shock.
Mr. Durant is the greatest of all times in the car business. I would have to say he's the GOAT.
He just has that down-to-earth sense about him that can see what someone needs. He just has that knack for finding out what he can do to help.
Tom taught all of us, and we learned it when we got to the top, is that you better take care of that customer, because once they get to us, we're gonna do whatever they want.
He broke the mold with the way that he has included his partners into the business, and I think that speaks to his selflessness.
Probably the best 1-minute manager I've ever met in my life, meaning if you call Tom for something and ask him a question, he's typically going to make a decision within a minute or less, and whatever the decision is, it's probably not going to change.
He's not a guy that goes out and shouts from a rooftop, hey, this is what I got. He just rather do his job and let everybody else do the talking.
Tom's probably the most competitive person I've ever met in my life. He has always said, it's not enough.
He doesn't have to tell you what to do. You know what to do with Tom. He can look at you, he doesn't have to say a word, and you know what's expected of you.
Doesn't overreact to situations. You can learn a lot by watching a man take in information and how he processes it. His legacy is he treats everybody probably the way he wants you to treat his customers.
I just wanted to be different from the other people in the city. I worked years doing business with people that drove out of the city to get away from city folks, the way they get treated, what gets done. I wanted to bring the country to the city. And that's what relax, enjoy the difference means. It's just being treated like you're important.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate everything you've meant to me and done for me and my family. I think this award is a fitting tribute to someone that not only has achieved great financial and monetary gains, but also a standard in the business as to how customers and employees and families should be treated.
I don't think I have to say thank you. He knows. And I appreciate everything he's done for me.
Thank you, Tom, for giving me the opportunity to be a dealer. Thank you for the opportunity to move back to Florida, place where I grew up. We were dominant in the marketplace the first month we were in business, and we've never looked back. And we're just going to continue to grow this business the way that we have for years to come.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for being my mentor. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to try to do my very best, and thank you for being a great friend.
Thank you for the amazing 13 plus years that I've been with you, compassion that you have for others, for the partners, for the employees. Again, Susan, your mentorship that you have with Renee, with the other ladies that we have in our group, the knowledge that you have about the business is second to none. You're the best of the best, and I appreciate what all you do for us.
Congratulations, Tom. And I just want to thank you for everything you've done for my family and I, and everything you've done and contributed to the Midland community.
For me to Tom, 29 years, going on 30 years in the car business, 3 years associated with Tom, more than I could ever have asked for. It's allowed me to help other people, which I think is probably more important to you, Tom, than anything else, is seeing your partners affect other people's lives and put them in a better position, which is what you did for me.
Tom and Susan, thank you so much for the opportunity y'all have given me, the leadership y'all provided, and for giving me the freedom to run my dealership the way I need to.
A thank you to Tom Durant. Well, I don't know where to start. I couldn't be here without you, sir, and I love you.
Tom, I want to personally thank you for what you've done. You've changed my life. And I think every person that's ever worked for you, you did make an impression on their life. And thank you again from all of us.
Sincerely and truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for reaching out to me, and more importantly, thank you for giving us an opportunity to come and be a part of your family and represent it the way that you have. Thank you so much.
I want to say thank you from my whole heart to Tom and Susan and your family for welcoming us into the Classic organization. Power to be able to move forward in the Houston market and share our whole heart all the time and treat your customers the same way that you would.
Tom, I want to say thank you and congratulations to you. It's a well-deserved honor. They just don't get any bigger than this, so enjoy it, and thank you for everything that you've done for me and my family. I would have never had the opportunity if it hadn't been for you. I'm running with it. This is your night. I love you, man.
Thank you, Tom, for everything. I can truly never thank you enough. From the bottom of my heart, my wife Lindsay and I, you know how we feel about you and Susan. We wouldn't have what we have today if it weren't for you. It chokes me up thinking about it, but you've been the best partner, and congratulations on all of your success.
I'd like to thank you, Tom, for everything that you did for me. You're my best friend first, and you're the best partner a man could ever have.
Thank you, Tom. And we also got to make sure, thank you, Susan, for all these opportunities. And God bless you.
Well, first, she's my wife. And second, she raised her family. And third, she put up with me being a car dealer. And I don't think anybody really understands the car business, because if you're not there, nothing's gonna happen. If there's anybody I need to thank, it's really gotta be my partners. They finally get it figured out and finally realize what they gotta do and understand how to live the life of being a dealer. Makes me feel proud.
This is how legends are made.